We did not tell this story on the radio today because we wanted to make it special for Rollertown. But Tim is recording this, and we're going to pop it out there on YouTube. And so, if you want to go back, if you see him filming, be sure to give him a big smile so you can be in the video
and sign his waiver.
But so about 12 years ago, we had a Thanksgiving mishap happen at my house. It happened to all of us.
I think you made it happen. What are you talking? It didn't happen to you. You started it.
It was a terrible Thanksgiving disaster. And to understand the scope and scale and reasoning behind this terrible disaster, you have to understand a little bit of a backstory. I come from a family in Richardson, Texas, and...
Richardson! Oh, y'all aren't from there. Oh, Chris is. All right.
Okay.
Oh, you went to Pierce? Oh my God, you're rich and snobby.
So, I grew up in Richardson. I had an older brother and I had a younger brother. And it's a classic story of the middle child just being a screw-up.
Two great brothers and Ben.
When we were going through school, my older brother would be the president of the student council, straight A's, the whole faculty. They'd let him in the faculty lounge, I think. They were like, he's one of us. Then I came around and they were like, oh my God, how is he not in prison?
Right. Honestly, the greatest honor of my life is when Ben's older brother, Tony, told me I was the great middle brother he never had. And I was so honored because I admired him so much. It was a true honor.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, you weren't around. You weren't invited.
It's a sidebar.
It was me and your parents and your brothers on a vacation. And they said that you had to go to military school or something. I don't remember.
I flirted with military school my whole life. It was like,
that's not a brag.
It's not a brag. It's like that. I'm just painting the picture. So I was the black sheep. I was always in trouble. And so, somewhere along the way, my older brother and my younger brother both went to grad school. They're both badasses. My younger brother, Jonathan, is a co-owner of Rollertown, is our CEO and our leader. Give it up for Jonathan.
Where is Jonathan? Oh, there he is. Look at that guy.
That's the most impressive offering that our family has. He's a badass.
If you want to walk by him and take a whiff, he smells like success.
And so that's my younger brother is a superstar. Our oldest brother was the chief marketing officer for Walmart America.
Yep.
So it's like off the chart successful guy.
What have you done?
I tell fart jokes.
Ah, you champion.
On the radio with you.
Nah, you're doing great.
Really, it's you've squandered opportunity. You were smart enough to do something else. For me, this is overachieving.
Listen, this is not about me.
So anyways, Skin and I decided at some point that while our siblings were all, getting master's degrees and PhDs and all this stuff,
yes,
we'd drop out of college to be rappers.
Because in the early 90s, that was a career path to success. No. We want to be the white naughty by nature.
So we had a horrible career decision. We tried to be rappers. We crashed and burned. It didn't work out. But imagine how that went over with my parents, who were, both my siblings were on cruise control.
Right.
Like they just walked into a classroom and got an A.
They knew what success looked like, and it looked like your brothers.
Yes. And so along the way, our rap dream crashed and burned. We didn't make it. But
I feel like the music left us behind.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. It wasn't us. It was the
Yeah, it was the change of the times.
Yeah, we were awesome.
Yep.
And so, anyways, if you fast forward to what was it, 2010? Well, at some point along the way, let's actually go back a little further. So, I finally went back to school, got my degree, and I started selling television advertising.
Yes, and he did very well doing it. He was a titan of the industry, so to speak.
The first sales call I ever made was to that guy. That's the
Are
great,
you serious?
That's the great Gene Burkett.
Gene Burkett was the first one you made.
Yes, that's the great Gene Burkett, and he's a dear friend of ours, partner of ours. We love him. And he's with Frankel and Frankel, and we talk about how much we love these guys, how they're our great friends, and that proves it right there. We love these guys.
He's always bragged, if you kill somebody, he can get you off. Is that what you say, Gene? I don't know.
Never heard of
No, okay. No, he's never said that. I apologize.
So anyways, and again, this story is going to dip into, it's mostly sad for me. This is going to seem sad for other people too.
Don't worry, your sadness makes me happy.
So around 2005, our sweet dad got pancreatic cancer and passed away 28 days after diagnosis.
I feel like you're making it sadder than it has to be.
Now this is 2005, and he knows our family uses humor, so a lot of time has passed since our dad passed away. But when our dad passed away, you know, that's a shocking thing. You lose that safety net. You feel like you're out there in the wild on your own, and depending on how you come up, maybe your folks aren't involved or are involved or whatever. For me, we had a tiny family. It was so small, I thought we were in witness protection.
Right.
I'm like, there's only 5 of us. Like, how is this real? I think they chose this last name and moved us here from like some cartel situation.
And you guys actually came here from Roswell, New Mexico, which is shady on its own.
Very shady.
It was a tiny family of a couple big people.
Yeah, it could be aliens. You know what's funny about that is when my first job interview at that job where I called Gene, it was my first job interview out of college, and I was so nervous. And I was interviewing with a guy named Rick Mills, who's one of our favorite people ever. And
he got away with murder.
He sat me down in my first interview, and I'm terrified, hoping I get this job. And he goes, "All right, do you come from a big family?" And I was terrified, and I go, "My dad's like 5'10", 280. I was like, "Do you mean I'm a big guy?" And he's like, "No, I mean, do you have a large family? Are there a lot of members in your family?" But he actually thought I was joking, so he hired me because I had such a good sense of humor, and I was willing to joke in a high-pressure interview. I was not joking. My dad was 5'11", 280. So anyways, when my dad passed away, it was very unsettling for us, and my younger brother Jonathan was a huge hero for our family. He stepped up and saved my dad's business for him, which saved my mom's retirement. Our brother Jonathan,
clap for that. That's amazing.
Like, my mom would have lost everything if it wasn't for my brother. And so, again, another case of one of my brothers being a badass and me being an unemployed rapper.
Yeah, you didn't do much at that time.
And so anyways, Dad passed away in 2005. You know, we lost that stability that we had in our family. Every Thanksgiving, we were all together, our super tight family in witness protection. We would always just get together, just us. And, we lost that when he passed away. And so time went on. My older brother had that job at Walmart in Arkansas, and my mom was here, and I was here, and my younger brother was here. And so right around 2010, we were to the point where we were starting to do okay at ESPN.
Yeah, so basically what it was, and Ben's kind of downplaying what he's good at. We had about 6 years there where we were part-timers on the ticket, and we were doing the Mavs post-game show, and Ben was doing really, really well. He was one of the best salespeople in all of Dallas for CBS TV, and so we were doing the Mavs thing part-time. But when it came time to do a full-time radio show, Ben had to give up a lot of money in order to do that. And it was, what he wanted to do, and it was really good for me. He made sacrifices for me. But in order to do a full-time radio show, he had to take a tremendous pay cut. So when we did that pay cut, he took the job, and then immediately the radio station flipped, and we were mired in chaos, and it was instantly a horrible decision by him. Like a terrible decision by him.
It was a $100,000 pay cut.
How does that sound, Kat?
I had two kids in diapers, and Kat had 2 kids in diapers, and I went to Kat and I was like, I got good news and bad news. Good news is I got a radio job.
Let's go.
Bad news is I'll make $11 a year.
I need you to work with the kids strapped to your hips. But by the time that we went through all the chaos of the first year and then latched on with ESPN, things got significantly better. We were at a radio station. Yeah, clap for that. So keep in mind that in 2010, when this is going on, your Texas Rangers had just gone to their first World Series. Don't worry about how they did. And because of Ben being who Ben is, we were there for every single game, home and away. right? And that was the advent of Twitter. And so the Ben and Skin Show was building a following because we were at ESPN. Ben was a marketing mastermind, and it felt like things were going really, really well for the first time in my life.
So it's 2010, and we start getting closer to Thanksgiving, and touching base. Like, if you know Jonathan is the hardest worker I've ever known. Like, Jonathan typically is in bed at 8 o'clock at night so he can wake up at 4 and start working. Like, he just work. He's very hustler oriented, and he goes for it.
Loves to get up early and watch cable news.
So he's very busy, and my other brother is in Arkansas, and he's always been the one who stepped up when our dad passed away, and he was like, I'll host, and I'll pay for everything. And I'm like, man, at some point I can't just keep taking these gifts.
Would you step up for once, Ben?
Yeah, and so I was like, man, we're doing pretty well at ESPN. You know what, man? I'm talking to Tony, and I don't know what, he said something that triggered something to me. I was like, you know what? We got Thanksgiving this year.
Oh, that's bold.
He's like, what do you mean? I mean, we got it, dude. We can do it at my house. We'll host it. I'm sure Kat wouldn't mind making it. Oh, no.
Did you consult Kat on this?
No.
Okay.
And I was like, I just got caught up in the moment. I said, we're hosting Thanksgiving at our house in Dallas. Come on, let's go. You guys come in from Arkansas. We got this. And Tony was like, all right, I'm in.
And the main reason he was in is because he knew Ben was full of shit.
So I went home that day and I go, hey, Kat. Look at Kat right now. She wants to smile for you, but inside she's still angry about it.
Hold on a second. Kat is 8 months pregnant.
Not right now.
Not right now. She's carrying the baby really low. No, at the time that Ben goes home and says, we're hosting Thanksgiving without consulting you, Kat is 8 months pregnant.
With a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old.
And she's not sure who's the father of the 3-year-old.
No, that's not.
Is that no?
No, that's not.
All right, we're keeping that to ourselves.
No, that's not in the story.
That's a totally different story. Don't worry about that. Just forget you heard that. New jury.
Your
Get
Honor,
the new jury.
strike that from the record.
Strike that new jury. Get them in here.
Dump that.
Yep.
Max, you're adopted. All right. So anyways, just kidding, Max. You're mine.
Attaboy.
Congratulations. He's like, thanks, Dad.
You're going to hear a lot of words that you're going to love, son.
So anyways, I'm like, we're going to host, but I go home to tell Kat, she's 8 months pregnant, 2 kids below the age of 5 already. And she's like, what? You did what? You said, what do you mean we're hosting? What are you going to make? What are you talking about? We're hosting?
Honey, I'm going to pour the drinks.
It was like within a week, too, of Thanksgiving. Wasn't it like very close to Thanksgiving? Very close. So she was mad at me for a while.
I was too.
And then she got over it because, if you're with me, you have to be mad at me all the time. You just know that comes with the territory.
What a victory for her.
But she's creative. And so she's a problem solver. So she's like, okay, gosh, so I'm going to have Tony and Tani and their 2 kids and Jonathan and his. So it's like she's going 1, 2, 3, 4. She's starting to figure out. She's God, that's a lot of people.
Your mom?
Yeah, my mom. I mean, it's going to be a lot of people for Thanksgiving. So she's like, all right, I got an idea. I was watching Ellen, and there was some Groupon in Ellen where if you buy the Groupon, then a celebrity chef, Ellen's personal chef, will come to your house and cater it. And it's $129.
That sounds reasonable. Has anybody here ever used Groupon? Yeah. Has anyone here used Groupon in the last 5 years? There's a reason for that.
So the only other experience I had with Groupon was Kat goes, hey, we're going out with 5 other couples from the neighborhood. We're going to look at Christmas lights. We've got a limo bus coming to the house. It's going to pick us all up. We'll drink on the limo. We'll go look at Christmas lights. It'll be a great time. I was like, all right, that sounds pretty good. And it was like $14. I'm like, wow, what a deal.
What a deal.
Guy showed up in a Lincoln where one of the car doors was a different color than the other car doors. no air conditioning, and it was not going to fit all of us in there. I was like, okay, Groupon.
Yeah,
and so
that's Groupon.
I go, honey, we just got burned by Groupon. You can't, Ellen's personal chef. That would be like 10 grand. What are you talking about? 100, whatever it was ridiculously cheap. So, but she believed in it, and she was like, no, I think this is going to work. And I put her in a terrible spot, so I had to just be quiet.
She's a problem solver for a problem that you created.
Yes. So anyways, we are getting closer and closer to Thanksgiving, and Tony my older brother keeps checking with me. He's like, are we good to go? Are we good to go for Thanksgiving? Like, we're good? I go, yep, we're good, man. No worries. I was like, Kat, are we okay? Are we gonna, do we have,
Ben, stop bothering me.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, well, so we get closer and closer and closer to Thanksgiving, and I was like, how is this gonna work? She's like, when it gets here, they're gonna notify me, you go to the place, you pick it up. I was like, wait, I gotta go pick it up? I thought it was a chef coming to the house.
Look, the chef has to serve everybody. So you go to where the chef is, you pick it up, and then bring it back to the house.
Right. So
Thank you.
That's what she convinced me. I'm like, all right, so I guess there's some restaurant, some chef there, and we're gonna go get this catered Thanksgiving meal, and it's gonna be incredible. And I guess it'll be the day of Thanksgiving. And she's like, no, it's the day before Thanksgiving. I'm like, wait, we're gonna go get the food the day before Thanksgiving? She's like, yes, just trust me, it's Ellen.
It's normal.
Ellen isn't part of this. Ellen wouldn't put her name on something if it wasn't great.
Ellen is trustworthy. I mean, she treats her staff great.
So, anyways, we start getting closer to Thanksgiving. My brother's freaked out, and my brother gets to town, and he's like, all right, we're having fun. We immediately revert back to being idiots. We're like,
all right, hold on. Thanksgiving's on Thursday.
Yeah.
What day of the week does your brother fly in on an expensive private plane? Is that Wednesday?
I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday. But like the first day he's there, we're playing tackle football in our kitchen.
All right. Was it Ellen's private airplane pilot flying him in?
Yeah, so my brother is very successful, so he does fly his own private plane in to come to this meal that we've catered. And this is my first moment to go from being the F up to being, all right, I'm a grown up, we'll host Thanksgiving at our house, we got this.
Boys to men.
So we get closer to the time. I get a phone call, or Kat gets a call or an email or something. Hey, your food is ready.
Oh, it's on.
You can come pick up your food. And so she goes, you can go pick up the food. And I'm like, all right, let's go. I'm going to go get it.
It's go time.
Now, at this time, everyone's at the house, going to have cocktails. This is Thanksgiving Eve.
The Wednesday before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, so this is Thanksgiving Eve at this point. And my brother goes, wait, who's that? What are you doing? You're going to get something? And he's like on me like a detective. I was like, the food's ready. He goes, the food's ready? What's that mean? I go, well, we're Ellen's personal chef is like, catering this. We got this, dude. This is going to be incredible.
Tony is the master of deductive reasoning.
I think he probably had met Ellen.
Yeah.
He's like, no, this doesn't sound good. And I go, well, I'll be right back. I got this. And he goes, mind if I tag along?
And you were like?
Yeah. But, at this point, I'm like, man, why wouldn't I let him come along? I'm about to look real good.
You're about to shine like the star you are.
Yeah, dude. We didn't go to Arkansas to eat something your wife made. Ellen's personal chef is catering our stuff, man. We're going big.
You go to Arkansas, they're serving up a hog. Nobody wants that.
Yeah. So anyways, we go to get it. I'm like trying to figure out where this place is, and we get closer and closer. I'm like, is this it? This doesn't look like it. And let me do a U-turn. I don't think this couldn't be it. Is this the place? It's just a glass office building. It's like 3 stories high. It looks like a bunch of businesses happening there. No restaurants, no catering. I'm like, what? This doesn't even make sense. What is
I think Ellen shoots a lot of her TV shows there.
Well, I'm wondering, okay, Ellen's chef. I'm trying to save it in my mind. Ellen's chef, maybe rented this facility. There's like 27 chefs in there. It's still going to be fine.
You got to get inside to see what it is. You don't know until you know.
My brother is already enjoying it.
Yeah.
Oh, he is enjoying it very much. He can see me uncomfortable. He's like, yeah, this is going to go well for me. So I'm like, well, let's just go in and see what this kitchen is set up in this office building. So we get on the elevator. We go up to the 2nd or 3rd floor, wherever it was. We get off the elevator, and I immediately see red flags everywhere. The name of the company is like GC Inc. or something. It was like
very famous culinary institute.
It was like something incorporated or LLC, and it was like initials. I was like, this doesn't seem like a restaurant. And it's the sign it's a handwritten with a blue Bic pen on a white printer sheet of paper, and it's taped up to the wall in the lobby of the elevator area. And I was like, oh no. So I'm like, it's still going to be fine. It's just temporary. They just don't have a strong sign game.
How big is Tony smiling at this point?
He was levitating.
Yeah.
He was having an out-of-body experience. It was the best thing that had ever happened to him. But I will remind the court that I think he was 16, and I walked in his room and caught him playing with army men.
Oh, well, he had to hold that above his head.
He had those little green, he was 16, he had those little green army men. He was going, poo, poo, poo. I go, ha ha! He goes, get out of here! Chase me. But I caught him. So anyways, I always had that over him.
Yeah.
So anyways, we then go to the actual office window, doors, and it's all glass, and another handwritten sign, whatever the company name is, come in here for turkeys or something like that. It's like turkeys and an arrow. Like, oh, this is bad.
That sounds legit.
There's a receptionist, and she's dealing with chaos. She's got about 10, 11 people around her. Yeah, this is BS. I don't know. You always told that. And then I see a conference room with other people in that room. They're on the phone, and there's total chaos. And I finally get a moment to say something to this woman, and I was like, hey, man, these other people are crazy, aren't they? Hey, what's up with my food?
Oh, well, you look important. Let me help you.
Yeah.
You know what's never been talked about with this story is I think Ben should find solace in the fact that there were other people that same shit happened to.
Thank you.
Right? There's a lot of people that are about to experience disappointment.
But you mentioned it. We got to go to the Rangers World Series.
You're on a high.
I'm a human whisperer.
Look at you.
I like talking us through impossible situations, right?
Yes.
So I figure even though this whole thing is on fire, I still may walk out here with the only meal from Ellen.
Hold on. And this happened later in our lives, but one time this man, our radio station flew to Oxnard, California for Cowboys camp, and we were checked into a motel full of gangbangers and drug abusers. And within 24 hours, I was in a resort on the beach. So this guy has very amazing people skills. So give it up for Ben. Thank you. And so the idea that he could walk into an office building that's clearly not a kitchen and there's no Ellen in sight and somehow make it work to his advantage, there's a reason that he should believe that.
So I start trying to talk to this receptionist. I'm like, hey, this other stuff's crazy, but let's talk about I think I can still salvage this. What do we need to do here? She was like, okay, finally a rational person. Thank you for not yelling at me. I just need you to go wait in that conference room. I was like, oh, okay, so these other people don't even get access. Is that like a VIP?
That's a VIP conference room.
VIP conference room?
Yes.
Is that because I got some special? Okay, so I get, okay.
You're going to love this conference room.
Going in this conference room. I'm not even in the lobby anymore. I've graduated, elevated it to the next level.
Congratulations, dude.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, you're doing great work. Doing great work.
Get in that conference room. There's a couple other people in there. They're on their phones. And they're calling their loved ones going, oh my God, we're not going to have Thanksgiving.
Honey, what do we have in the pantry?
I'm like, oh, they must not be cool with the receptionist or whatever. I'm like, it's cool. I still think I'm good here. Another lady comes in. She's like, I'm the manager. Want to talk to everyone in the conference room.
Congratulations on making it to the conference room.
Finally got the person.
Yeah.
You've made it. But I finally got a person who can solve this conundrum. I'm like, okay, we got a manager. She goes, listen, I'm sorry. None of you are going to have food for Thanksgiving.
What?
Oh my God. She goes, our truck was in a terrible wreck. And now I'm like, okay, I'm a jerk. A truck driver lost his life over this. All right, that's fine. She goes, and somebody there was like, come on, man, that sounds convenient. And she goes, it's right outside. You can look out that window. You can see the truck. I was like, how'd they get a wrecked 18-wheeler here? So I peek out the window, and there's like a Ford F-150. And it had been in a wreck. And the whole back of it was just full of Costco items. They weren't sacked up or bagged up. There was just frozen foods that were scattered everywhere across the bed of that truck.
Because Ellen viewers know she loves Costco.
I'm like, that's the food anyways? That's the Ellen celebrity chef? Put that delicious food in that F-150? I'm like, that doesn't make sense. She goes, you can see the truck. I'm like,
Look at it.
Yeah, I'm like, all right. So I don't like to play this card very often.
Except every week.
Except every second of every day that needs to be done. But I was like, listen, we got a real problem here. No, because my brother is staring laser beams through my soul. I'm like, I wish he hadn't seen this. He's having so much fun. He's still got his drink from the house. I'm like, this sucks so bad. I go, listen, I've been promoting this on our radio show. Ellen is like my aunt. Just whatever, make stuff up.
Huge partnership between Ellen and ESPN.
ESPN and Ellen do a ton of stuff together.
Yeah.
Specific, I think her and Galloway used to do something together. I don't know.
They're way behind the WNBA.
Yeah, she's very close with Chuck Cooperstein. So she's like, look, okay, look, let me look up your file here. What is the name? Okay, she goes, ooh, you got the Prestige package or whatever it's called.
Good order.
I don't know what it's called. It was like VIP Prestige Gold package or something. She's like, oh, I see you got the best of the best. I was like,
what a badass.
Way to go, Kat. You did it. You got the best package.
Good job, Kat.
Probably got that, so I didn't complain about it. And so anyway, she's like, okay, look, here's the deal. I think there's going to be a chance that tomorrow, for a very small group of people, we're going to be able to get them their food.
Oh my God, that's huge. Look at you, dude.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, I've worked this, and so I'm looking at my brother, I'm like, dude, we're good. Just you see that human whispering?
Yeah.
This is all back on track. We got this covered. We're going to get our food. We're a select group, we got the Prestige package, so, we're going to get ours.
Membership has its privileges.
She's like, we're going to call you at this time. Be by a phone line, be by a landline, be ready to take the call that minute. Don't miss the call. If you do, you will not get your food.
It's huge.
I'm like, all right, we got this. Okay. So I'm feeling kind of relieved, and we walk out of there and
I've never asked you this. You really think you're getting your food?
Well, as we're walking to the car, my brother asked me that. He was like, you think you're getting our food tomorrow? And I go, yeah. No, we're not getting it. We're not getting it. We're not going to get our food. So we call Kat, and we're like, yeah, Kat, this was a disaster. Ellen is full of it. This sucks. We're not getting our food. Thanksgiving is tomorrow. We need to come up with a plan B. Kat heroically found Fur's Cafeteria, cut a deal.
Oh, look at you.
Bought their last turkey. Kat hooked it up.
Kat, everybody!
So Kat, my sweet wife Kat, came through for the second time, and so she came through with a Thanksgiving dinner for us.
Did she really come through the first time?
No, that's fair.
For the problem you created?
Yeah.
All right.
So, anyways, I'm like, my brother's making so much fun of me. Can't believe you did this, but you're so lucky you have an awesome wife. She saved Thanksgiving. And he keeps reminding me over and over how I almost ruined Thanksgiving, but my awesome wife saved it. So all my hopes and dreams are crashing and burning on this thing. I'm not coming out looking like a hero, but at least Kat saved the day. So the next day is Thanksgiving, and I get a call, and it's that number. Are you ready? We've got your food together.
Oh, this is huge.
I was like, oh my God. I mean, it sounded like a covert mission. You're meeting beaks in the parking garage.
Yeah.
The crop report. He's like, we've got your food. Like, I don't know if they thought someone was listening, but it was like, oh, you have to meet us at this address. No, we're going to get your food for you, and you are sent. Sorry for the inconvenience. Just keep this on the down low. Not everyone is getting hooked up.
You're going to corner the Thanksgiving market.
And I'm like, you know what? Thank you anyways. My wife came up with a plan B. We're good. Give that to someone else. We're good. We ended up getting our own food. And my brother grabs my shoulder and goes, who are you talking to? I was like, I'm talking to the place. They're saying they got the food. I'm telling them I don't want it. He goes, we're on our way. I was like, oh, no. Okay, ma'am, we actually do want the food. She was like, great, it's the Prestige package.
Oh, like, you got the Prestige package?
Yeah,
that's huge.
She's like, we got you covered. So anyways, we go get in our car, and we're having cocktails. My brother's got a red Solo cup, having his cocktail. We get in the car, go back to that office building or whatever, and I'm like, okay, I think it's the same place. And the address is a little different. I'm like, wait, this isn't that office space. Like, why would we not go back to that office space?
It's still on the tollway. It's just not in that glass office building.
It ends up being an Uncle Julio's parking lot.
Oh, all the best deals go down there. You're good.
I mean, it's we're trying to get Thanksgiving food for a bunch of nice people. We're not trying to buy cocaine. Like what? This doesn't feel normal.
Yeah.
And
That's a side benefit.
yeah. By the way, I think I've been fired from that Uncle Julio's.
Have you really?
I don't know.
Yeah, you know.
So anyways, I'm like, man, let's get out of here. This is an Uncle Julio's parking lot. They don't have our food here. This is so stupid. They gave me a bogus address. They don't care. This is the biggest hoax ever. And so I'm getting ready to pull out of the parking lot. My brother goes, hold on. What's that truck doing over there? I was like, a truck? Why would it be? Okay, of course, it could be in a truck. Okay.
Describe the truck.
Yeah. It's like a black Chevy Silverado. And I'm like, I think they're F-150 people. This is probably that thing.
Seems official, but who could know?
Yeah, so anyways, we're like, all right. He goes, just drive by, just see if that's it. I'm like, there's no way that truck, oh my God, that truck is it. Yes, that's it. So we get over there to the truck, and I'm like, I can't believe this. My brother is so excited.
Just out of curiosity, how busy is an Uncle Julio's at 11 o'clock on a Thanksgiving?
As busy as a Chick-fil-A on a Sunday.
Yeah.
So you're Tony, you're sitting in that seat, I'm in the driver's seat, the truck is over here to my left, and I'm like this. And I'm like, oh my God, this guy is getting out of the truck, and yeah, Tony is so excited. Tony's got his red solo cup, drinking his cocktail, and he's like so pleasant, so having such a good time. All of his dreams are coming true, and for me, it's all crashing and burning. The guy gets out of the truck, and he was probably 700 pounds.
In the best shape of his life.
And when he got up out of the truck went, like it was an adjustment for the truck.
Yet it didn't have hydraulics.
No. And he got out of the truck, and the guy looked a lot like Huel from Breaking Bad.
You guys seen Breaking Bad? Yeah. All right.
So
prove it. No, you don't have to do that.
He was a giant guy, and he couldn't have been nicer. And he had a clipboard, so you know he's official.
Yeah.
He walks over to the car with a clipboard, and he's like, "Can I help you?" And we're like, why would we be here at an Uncle Julio's parking lot meeting you if we weren't here to get Ellen's food from you?
Hold on. In fairness, you had the prestige package, right? He's got to go through the paces. You ordered the prestige package. Good job, Kat.
What's the name? Rogers. Okay. Not seeing it on here.
Did he flip over a page?
It's like, hey. We had the prestige package.
I got to look under that, yeah.
He pulls it up, he goes, okay, yeah, I'm seeing it here, Rogers. So on the short list, it was handwritten. It wasn't on the printed, typed out one, it was handwritten. VIP, baby. And so he goes, yeah, I see you on here, the prestige package. He was acting like it was the most official thing ever.
I mean, they've been inundated with people coming through to get their Thanksgiving.
There was not a car in sight, not even just driving on the tollway.
Yeah.
No one was around. This guy had been sleeping in his car. And so he goes, okay, so let me get your stuff for you. So he goes back to the back of that pickup truck and just kind of leans over on the truck, and the truck goes, whoa. Kind of leans over on the side, and he starts grabbing boxes from Costco.
Oh, sounds delicious.
Yeah. Here's green beans, here's an apple pie, here's this and that, and he's just grabbing them all, and he keeps bringing them over to the car, and then he goes, don't forget the bird. Y'all got to get the bird.
You got to get the bird. It's turkey.
The bird, right?
Yeah, Thanksgiving.
The turkey was not kept up in the back. The turkey was VIP.
Oh,
the turkey was in a white trash compactor sized trash bag.
All the best birds are given that way.
It was sitting in the front seat. He just had a stack of them in there. There's no way they were refrigerated. And later on, at the autopsy of that bird, we didn't even know if it was a turkey. It looked like a vulture that had been electrocuted.
People love a delicious Thanksgiving buzzard.
It had, it just, I don't know. You could see weird veins all in it. It was gross, man. I truly don't know what kind of a bird it was. But the guy gave us the bird, and I'm like, oh my God, thank you. And I just hand the trash compactor bag to Tony, so you be Tony. I'm like, yeah. All right, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
This is the best day of my life.
Yeah. I'm like, thanks, man. Appreciate it. And I'm like, let's get out of here. And the guy goes, whoa. You want some gravy? I'm like, "Did y'all get gravy?" And my brother's like, "Prestige package."
Prestige package has the gravy.
Gravy becomes part of the prestige package. You get the gravy. So I'm like, "Oh my God, can we just get this over with?" But my brother wants it to keep going.
We have to have the gravy, Ben. We're all the way here. We've got this delicious bird. We need the gravy.
So God bless this guy. He goes back to his Ford, or whatever, Chevy, Ford, whatever. He goes back to his truck, and he gets in the truck. I'm like, he's got the gravy in the front?
Oh, you keep it with the bird.
And I don't know if you guys have ever seen one of those industrial Kool-Aid pitchers. Like, not a small pitcher, but like if I wanted to give Kool-Aid to like these 30 people, I would have, and I probably couldn't hold it with one arm. You know, I need a spotter. Can you spot me on this Kool-Aid?
Yeah, I got you.
It was the biggest pitcher I'd ever seen in my life. It was like, whoa, as he pulls that thing out. And I'm like, he's got the gravy in a pitcher?
It's homemade.
And my brother's looking at it, he goes, "This is amazing." He walks over to the car. I was like, I guess he's going to give us 14 gallons of cream gravy. What are we supposed to do with a pitcher of gravy?
The cabin of his truck is full of pitchers of gravy for everyone that has the prestige package. You get to take the pitcher home with you.
So he says, "Y'all got something I can put the gravy in?"
Oh, that seems like a logical transaction.
Who carries a gravy saucer? I mean, I know it's Thanksgiving, and any time of the year that you're most likely to have a spare saucer.
Think about how many times you've run out the front door in a hurry on Thanksgiving and your wife was like, "Don't forget the gravy saucer. Here, take this with you."
Keys, wallet, phone, gravy saucer. Okay, good. So I'm like, "No, man, I don't have a gravy saucer." So yeah, we'll just go without the gravy. Thanks a lot. "You don't have anything we can put it in?" I'm like, "No, we don't. Sorry, but thank you, man. Thank you very much." My brother goes, "Hold on. I've got this red Solo cup."
Full of Crown Royal and Coke.
Before the guy even says if it's acceptable, my brother's thrown his drink out the window. Whoosh, throws it out. Bam. Red Solo cup. Hands it to me and like holds it in my face. Like he hands it to me and like puts it to me like in my face like this.
This is a great moment, Ben. Take this red Solo cup.
You could have handed that to me down here. You
No. Here, take this red Solo cup.
Give me that. Give me that cup. I'm like, "Here. You put it in this red cup." He goes, "Yeah." So he takes the giant pitcher of gravy, heaping. I'm looking at his forearm, veins popping. Like this guy is holding this 98-pound bucket of cream gravy.
Curls for the girls.
He starts dumping it into the red Solo cup.
God, that sounds delicious.
It's the thickest car temperature gravy that has ever existed.
You were in a band called Car Temperature Gravy. Remember that?
I mean, it was almost solid form, but it was just liquid enough to move. And it's like thump, thump. And I'm watching it going, "Ugh, ah, ah." Like I didn't know if I was going to be able to make it.
The appetizing word coagulated.
And you know I'm a gravy guy.
Oh, you are.
I mean,
it's well known.
I'll eat gravies that probably most of you aren't comfortable with. I'm like,
He'll eat it right now. Bring him your gravy.
I'll drink a shot glass of cream gravy right now.
What a badass.
But that gravy was so disgusting that even me, the gravy king, I'm like, "I can't do it." So he's pouring it in there, and at this point of the transaction, after all that's gone on, the wrecked truck, the LNBS, like not getting, Thanksgiving potentially being ruined.
The trash compactor bag full of buzzard.
Yes, the vulture, he decides to go into sales mode.
Oh, yeah.
Look, you don't sell after you've already got the deal.
Yeah.
I'm about to drive away. He doesn't need to sell me.
Why does he have to convince you how good this is going to be?
But he's trying to convince me that this foreign substance he's pouring into this gravy cup, this red Solo cup, trying to convince me that this is going to make everything in my life okay.
For you and your family.
So my brother is happy as could be, having the time of his life. I'm miserable, and I'm just going, "God, hand me this thing, please. I want to go." Probably going to have gravy all over my hand. And I kind of look up at the guy, and he goes, "Oh, yeah." I mean, looks right at me, dead in my eyes. "Oh, yeah. Thump, 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 thump. The gravy really gonna set it off.
And that is the greatest Thanksgiving story ever told at a brewery. What did you do with that food?
You know, we broke open that trash bag in the kitchen just to get a look at that vulture, and we didn't want it to be in the house.
Yeah.
And so we didn't feel comfortable with any of it. It was all, you know, somewhat warm.
Were the fruit flies contained in the bag?
We took it out to the trash can in the alley and then moved on with our life. And I thought, you know what? This was a huge L that I took, but you know what? It'll never, you know, no one will know. It's just my little family secret. You know what? My brother will haze me about it. And then we start doing the show, and I was like, hey, something weird happened over Thanksgiving.
What are you about to tell us?
And I told the story on the air, and I thought, all right, you know, just a couple people heard the story now, maybe it'll come up. I had no idea I would tell it every year for 12 years.
And I remember, you know, I didn't know this story until you told it on the air. And I remember the whole time thinking, what in the fuck is wrong with you? Like you did this.
Yeah,
this is you.
I know. And my brother was so happy. He had such a good time. And so, as you're out there enjoying Thanksgiving, just remember that sometimes when things don't go your way, it might end up being a great story. And life is imperfect, so embrace it. What's most important is the people that we spend our time with. I'm happy that we all got to spend our time here with you guys tonight. We love you guys. Thank you for supporting us.